Hello, everyone. So, if you mash, then this video is definitely for you. And mashing, it's not. I'm not trying to like make fun of anyone because if you're trying to get over the habit, it's definitely a habit that you can learn without consciously trying to do it. So usually, how mashing happens is that people don't learn actual fundamentals, learning how to read, react, they don't learn how to like play neutral properly, and then they just resort to mashing because that's what has worked for most of the time. But then they play a good player, and then the good player just kind of stands there and they whiff punish, and then you're screwed because you're just pressing buttons in their face and they're just punishing you for it. So how do you stop mashing? Well, that may seem like a pretty simple answer, just stop pressing buttons in people's faces, but it's not always that simple. There's a ton of things that go into it, and it's a habit. It's a habit that's hard to break. So let's go over some of the reasons that people mash. Okay, one, it's a very easy thing to do. It's much easier to just press buttons and hope that you can hit your opponent rather than going for reads or reacting to them or trying to outplay them in neutral than, just pressing buttons and hoping that you hit them or pressing buttons in their general direction. And then on top of that, if you play a character, let's say like Bowser, then a lot of Bowser mains do mash because uh, they want the easy wins, but then they can't really play any other character other than Bowser, uh, because he's kind of just one of those characters that's like you can only learn if you learn how to play Bowser a specific way, like maybe Bluxious or Sansco. No shade at them, by the way. I think they're really good players, and I think they deserve, the best. But the way that they play is, it is kind of Wi-Fi. It's smashy. It's like they're trying to just go for plays that are unreactable and stuff like that. Like for example, Sansco kind of just jumps onto the plat, and then he'll do a side B if you're holding shield on a plat. Uh, and that's yeah, that's I mean, they would work offline as well, but if they know that you're gonna do it offline, then they'll just spot dodge it and then they'll punish you for it. But online, what'll happen is that you'll try to spot dodge, it won't come out, and you get side beat. You eat 20% or a death, and that's kind of why I think that Bowser is a good example of this. So let's talk about how to stop mashing, how to stop going for, uh, you know, plays that are kind of just Wi-Fi and mashy. So I'm just gonna encompass both those things, just Wi-Fi plays and mashy plays, because obviously side being onto someone while they're holding shield on a plat it's not mashy. It's just Wi-Fi. It's buffed by Wi-Fi. Um, so I'm just gonna encompass both of those things. How to start playing like an offline player that is not mashy. So first of all, if you notice that you're mashing, then just take a step back. Like if you're getting whiff punished a shit ton of times, like usually what happens is like you're playing someone who's actually good at the game, and then they're backing off and they're like letting you press buttons, and then you're just still pressing buttons, and then they come back in and then they attack you, right? They grab you, they whiff punish you, they do anything to figure out, oh shit, this guy's mashing. He's just gonna keep throwing, he's just gonna keep F smashing the air. So after he F smashes, I'll just go in for the punish. Or maybe, oh, he F smashes and then he jumps immediately, so I'm just gonna hit him for that. Like, just F smashing the air randomly in neutral. And that's pretty much all it takes to beat someone who's mashing. It's literally just whiff punishing. Or if they're playing a character like Meta Knight and their F smash has no end lag, and they're just spamming F smash in neutral, then all you really have to do is either beat out in an option. Like for example, if you're Captain Falcon, just go for a down B again, and same thing. If you're Bowser, you can breathe fire, you can outrange it, things like that. Or since you're Meta Knight, and if you don't have range and you don't have like a projectile or anything, like maybe you're playing Meta Knight, you're playing Meta Knight in the Ditto. maybe he jumps out of that F smash every single time. So you can just jump, right? And that's, he's just mashing. He's just pressing buttons. He's like, let me just F smash the air because I have no end lag. So these are some of the ways to catch mashing. Now, say you are the one throwing out that F smash and then you jump every time. If you notice they're catching your jump, stop jumping. That's pretty simple, but just you shouldn't be just trying to press buttons in the air. I've noticed that like sometimes if I back off and I'm like on the other side of the stage, they'll just keep pressing buttons. They'll just keep attacking like the ghosts, like those the Roy memes, And I'm just like, what are you doing? I sometimes I just laugh at them because it's funny. It's genuinely funny to just watch them press buttons. You just grab some popcorn and then you just watch them while they just, beat the shit out of the wind. But, all jokes aside, I obviously can't stop you from mashing in a 10-minute video. But, things like trying to play a little more patient, try to just go a few seconds in the match without hitting anyone. Try to dash dance, try to jump, like empty hop. Like you don't always have to be throwing out a move in this game. It's actually a pretty bad thing to do and something that a lot of people don't realize. So like just try to just chill out. Okay, just try to just back off. Especially if you see them, like if you notice that you're just trying to throw out moves and they're just running away and then they just whiff punish you for it. And whiff punishing is basically just they run away, they come back in, and then they attack you for doing whatever the hell you're doing, right? And if you notice that they're doing that, then simply stop pressing buttons. That's it. And then look for openings in where they are, right? So say, for example, they think that you're gonna do a mashy option, so they're going in for a whiff punish grab. So you can back off and then go for a dash attack after they go for the grab. That's just a simple whiff punish. You can condition people with mashing, but it's not always the best option. Like for example, like I just said, you can mash and then let them come in for a whiff punish, and then after you're done mashing, you can run away and then come back in and whiff punish them for trying to punish you, right? A lot of people do this. It's a very like noob level way of doing this is by just spot dodging and then down smashing, right? That's kind of just a meme at this point. But the reason that people do that, it's a reason, right? There's a reason that people do that. And that's simply just to whiff punish people because people are trying to punish things that you can't punish. Like if someone tries to punish Meta Knight F smash, a lot of Meta Knights will just spot dodge down smash. But the problem with doing that every single time is that you're gonna eat an F smash eventually for spot dodging right there. You're gonna eat one. And that's just something that's going to happen because you can't mash in this game no matter what character you're using, because you need that level of competence, right? You need that level of like, okay, I need to think about what my opponent is trying to do, what I'm trying to do, and then I need to play to my strengths. I need to play to my opponent's weaknesses. But you can't do that if all you're doing is pressing buttons. You need to think in this game. This game requires brain power. And so like you can't just spot dodge down smash every time. They'll just straight up, like if they're Falcon, I'm using Falcon a lot. If they're Falcon, they're just gonna down air into fair you, and then you're screwed. You're gonna lose an entire stock at like 50, depending on what character you are. So like it's just a really bad option to be mashing. Now online, people tend to have this playstyle a lot more. I've hardly see this playstyle form from people who like start playing offline and they actually try to learn fundamentals, because you need fundamentals to play offline. But obviously fundamentals work online as well. They do. You just understanding the game at a fundamental level will help you achieve results. That's why I'm trying to advocate for actual fundamentals rather than just mashing. Mashing will get you short-term results, but once you fight an actual good player, you are screwed. You will not be able to get past them with just mashing. Online, you might be able to cheese a win or two, but if you're fighting someone who knows how to deal with mashing, if you fight someone who knows what they're doing in terms of fundamentals, and you knows what they're doing in general, then you're not going to beat them. And that's why I think that people just need to master the idea of learning their fundamentals. Fundamentals obviously just being like ledge trapping, understanding how to play neutral at a fundamental level rather than just pressing buttons, and generally just using your brain. It's most of fundamentals is just using your brain. And you know what? Stay confident. I believe that each and every one of you can actually learn fundamentals if you just put your time into it. Personally, the way that I learned ledge trapping, if if you want to do that, I played the Palatina CPU, and like a level 9 Palatina CPU in FD, and then you literally just sit there and hold shield at ledge, and then like if she tries to roll, turn around, grab. If she tries to neutral get up, just catch her neutral get up with either a dash grab or go for a F tilt. And if she tries to jump, catch it with an up air and then finish her off with an up B. Very simple stuff. Ledge trapping isn't hard. Obviously it gets more complex than just jump, roll, neutral get up, and attack it up. But that's for later. If you don't understand ledge trapping properly yet, then I would recommend doing this because it teaches you a fundamental level of ledge trapping. But honestly, I think that's it. I'm good. I'll see you guys next video. Thank you for watching.